Now we have some big news coming in, a massive India Today impact we could call it. Health Ministry issues advisory to cover face even for healthy people. This advisory comes on the back of India Today campaign on the need to use masks. In fact, India Today had highlighted how you can do it yourself, use whatever that you can to cover your face, your nose, mouth. It's mandatory because we're looking at a graph where several other countries which have used masks, all of those people, whether symptomatic or asymptomatic, people without any symptoms at all, every single individual and citizen have to use masks. This was the norm that we saw in South Korea, places like China, where they've been able to control the spread of the virus largely. And here, India Today had highlighted how it could be necessary for every single individual to cover their faces. And now the Health Ministry has come about to direct people an advisory that across of India, people must use masks. Milan Sharma joining us for some more details on this. Milan, we're looking at Health Ministry there taking cognizance of this pandemic to such an extent where they've asked people to wear masks irrespective of their symptoms or not. It's mandatory now.
Well, absolutely, Nabila. It's a huge India Today impact because at India Today we had raised this question that while the ministry keeps telling people who are who have COVID-19 or who have contracted the virus to wear masks or cover their face, it's also mandatory for healthcare workers. But we have seen how in the US the CDC had already started considering issuing guidelines for even normal and healthy people to wear masks if they step out of their home. So if you're home quarantined and living in isolation, the masks are not required. However, the Union Health Ministry now has come forward and issued an advisory stating that DIY masks or do-it-yourself masks are also important, and they should be worn by people who are healthy and who do not have any respiratory problems or breathing problems or are not showing any symptoms of the coronavirus, because it's very important to stay away from this infection. It spreads through cough and sneeze and the droplets that come in contact with the other person. So it's always better to have a face covering. It could even be a clean cotton cloth which is washed and sanitized at home, or a covering on the face is important, because India Today also highlighted how other countries like Japan have seen a very slow graph of rise in cases because the culture of wearing masks exists in those countries. So for India as well, a huge population, the Union Ministry now suggests as an advisory that they should wear masks once they step out of their homes as a precautionary measure and safe covering. But very importantly, self-isolation and maintaining distance also from people is being actively advocated with this.
Absolutely, Milan. We do know that if a coronavirus positive patient coughs or sneezes, the droplets in the air stay for about 4 hours. And this was the reason why several countries, including China and South Korea, made it mandatory for everybody, every of their citizens, to wear masks, because if you're moving around those areas where a positive patient could have been, then it's just risky for you. So a mask, a do-it-yourself mask, if you're buying one from a store or at home, use a kerchief, use a veil, whatever it is, but cover your face. This is mandatory. Do you feel the Health Ministry has made a decision based on the increasing number of cases across of India here, Milan? We're looking at a spike in cases across of every state in the country. They've come about releasing a statement only to ensure that the spike or the curve is in control.
Well, Nabila, the Union Ministry was considering for some time now to issue an advisory on the use of self-made masks or home-made masks, because there have been studies that have been conducted by experts in the Union Ministry as well on how and what has been the impact and the growth on the graph and the level of cases where countries have been using masks as a precautionary measure. But the main momentum and the focus still remains remains on self-isolation and maintaining distance and staying indoors. But the experts have also said that if you use a mask when you step out of your home, you will be protected from any sort of droplets of a corona infected person that may be suspended in air. At this point of time, there's no study that states that the droplets are airborne or stay in the air for a longer period of time. However, it's a precautionary measure that the government is advising, and certainly in the light of the fact that the steady rise in cases is being seen in a country like India, which is also hugely populated, it's very important as an advisory that the ministry is now taking a precautionary measure to tell people, yes, you should wear masks, even if they are made at home, it's okay, and they should be washed and sanitized and used properly. And a detailed advisory on what kind of cloth to use, how to use it, how you can make a mask at home has also been issued with this advisory given by the Union Home Ministry.
Excellent. Milan, thank you very much. This was a need of the hour. India Today had extensively spoken about how masks are mandatory, whether you're having symptoms or not. Even if you're a healthy person, you step out, you wear a mask. You don't know what the air has. You don't know who you're going to come in contact with. It's just better to be safe than sorry.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.